somehow financial rack has returned. In today's video, we're going to be going over some big news, and it's all regarding Games Workshop. Their financial report for 2025 has dropped. In this video, I want to talk about some of the things that stuck out to me. The profits, which, spoiler alert, are up. I want to go into the Amazon show, which is briefly mentioned, the IP itself, the licensing agreements, Warhammer TV, all those things that stand out. So let's jump in and let's get waffling. So let's jump over to this window, as we always do, as I go through the things that stick out to me. If you want to go through it yourself, because there's so much more stuff in here, then there is a link in the description of this video. Go have at it, look at where you want to look, and see what you want to see. Now, first things first, let's go to the profit, and a massive shout out to Filthy Green Name. He's done all the maths for me, because you don't want Valrak visiting you in your nightmares. And basically, profits are up by a whopping 30%. Yes, I didn't stutter. Profits are up by 30%. The reaction from the stock market as I'm recording this video right now is that Games Workshop shares have jumped up an extra 5%. I'm sure that is going to be back and forth throughout the day, how the stock market works. But right now, profits are up 30% and the stock market is reacting positively. Now let's jump into the meat and crumbs of this, and of course let's start with the IP stuff, because this is the Amazon stuff, this is their IP, this is the thing that massively interests me, and it states right at the top here where I've highlighted it: review of the period licensing business. Warhammer IP is rich, vast and endless, so as we do more projects, it's important that we're focused on exploiting it as all we can. Always defend the ownership of our IP. There's been a lot of talk about this the past couple of weeks, a lot of IP takedowns and stuff. This is where I think now Games Workshop are going to go forward with their product. Their IP is the most important thing that they have to them. If this Amazon stuff does kick off and it goes in the right direction, and we'll get into that in a second, then this is where a massive chunk of their money is going to be coming in. It goes on to state, we always work with our partners that understand that their IP representation continues to be respectfully aligned to us. That is basically saying that, you know, it has to be our way or the highway. We do not understand that we are not funding these projects. Of course, we're not funding them, nor do we own them. So this relationship is built on trust. Basically, what happens, a company comes to Games Workshop, they say, hey, can we use your license? Games Workshop say, okay, that sounds good. We need this amount of money. The company goes, okay, then here's this amount of money. And then Games Workshop then get a percentage of the sales of that product at the same time. So it's literally free real estate for Games Workshop in terms of earning money, just as long, of course, as it mentions there, that that product, that IP that is being licensed out is respecting that IP. So yes, it's free money for them at this moment in time. Next up, I want to talk about the media stuff, because it's all about Amazon now. It says on December the 10th, 2024, we announced the conclusion of our negotiations with Amazon for the adaptation, I can't remember how to say it, of Games Workshop's Warhammer 40,000 universe into films and television series. Films and TV series. That's the big thing there. Together with the associated merchandising rights. Apparently, that's what it took so long. It was all about merchandise and getting the contract. So, you know, we get this cut, they get that cut kind of thing. Because, you know, when you're talking to Amazon, you're talking about a shark in a pond. These are the big fish. The project continues in line with our contractual agreement with Amazon. The same contract prohibits us from sharing any specific details or commercial terms. So basically, in that contract, it says we're not allowed to talk about this, even in these big financial reports, which is a bit of a head scratcher, because this is where GW get the money from, and they want to inform the investors that, of course, like, maybe what's coming and stuff. If I was an investor, I'd be like, I want to know more about this, right? I know, yes, you signed a contract, but I want to know more. But that's just me, because I'm absolutely selfish. So the contract prohibits them from talking to them a little bit more. I will talk about some things that I've heard in a second. We have great partners who continue to display their commitment to present Warhammer and the scope of the scale befitting our fantastical setting. This is a long-term partnership with Amazon, and there won't be any significant news in the short term. These things take several years to bring to the market. So two things there. one, this is a long-term relationship, so they're in it for the end game here. I think really, if this turns out great, amazing, we all love it, then I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we get even more stuff. They did mention that Amazon, well, not in this financial report, but in another financial report, that if the 40k show movies do successful, then they have the official rights to the Warhammer Fantasy stuff as well. So it could be a lot of projects going forward with Amazon and Games Workshop. Another thing, the short term. Yes, there's no news at the moment. We keep asking, what's going on? Where's the news? Where's this? Where's that? I think this December is going to be another big announcement. And the rumors that I've been hearing is that they've settled on a project. They've got a name for that project right now, but it's absolutely under lock and key. Like it's Rapunzel up in the tower. Games Workshop, let down your hair, right? It's that secret. It is literally being guarded, probably by custodians, 24/7, because once this hits, it is all out then, and everyone is going to be talking about it. Now, staying on the subject of Amazon, we have this highlighted at the top. Media continued. It says, in the meantime, there was a taste of Warhammer IP in the digital form on the small screen with Warhammer 40,000 episode on Amazon Prime's animation show Secret Level, a separate to the main contract. The show in particular, our episode was well received. It's not just well received. From what I've heard from people who are around that project, is that the Amazon episode was the most viewed episode, and Secret Level are going to be doing a season 2, and there is going to be another Warhammer episode involved in that. Again, all rumors, all whispers, take it for what you want to take it, but if you've watched it on Amazon, I'm sure you can say, right, no bias in here at all, that the 40k episode was literally the best episode, a part of everything that they've shown off. Video games is the next one, and of course Space Marine 2, all the big things here. It says, during the period of our licensing partners launched 3 new PC/console games and one mobile, we saw revenue from the established games that continue to perform well many years after launch through a mixture of added content and continued marketing. Our video game success to date has been in the more PC gaming segment. Space Marine 2, primarily a console game. I don't think Space Marine 2 was primarily a console game. Maybe it sold more on console. I don't know console sales, but I've always saw Space Marine as a PC game rather than a console game. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe Space Marine 2 is down as a console game. Has showcased a unique IP to the wider audience. As a result, set new benchmarks in terms of success for Warhammer video games. For me, I'm taking that as that this now is the most successful Warhammer video game. Bigger than Total War Warhammer, the Dawn of War series. That's how I'm reading that. Maybe I'm reading it wrong, but that's how I'm taking it. We are actively exploring further console and mobile opportunities, including Space Marine 3. We know that's coming because they announced it a couple of months ago, without losing sight of the significant long-term revenue provided by PC games. Of course, these guys would probably prefer, well, the wording there, that means they'd probably prefer mobile games, because mobile game, it's all about pay to win. And this is why I hate them. I absolutely hate mobile gaming. It's about, you know, unlocking this building for 12 hours with £5 and stuff, and people do it, right? These toilet games that I keep saying, just don't go there. The general backdrop still remains challenging for this market in the short term, therefore remain cautious when forecasting royalty income. Our dedicated team, with a full support of the Warhammer Studio resources, continue to promote the depth of our IP and its unique lore and setting to potential licensing partners. 4 new games were announced in the period for PC/console: Dawn of War Definite Edition, Space Marine Mastercrafted Edition, which is, it's just piggybacking on Space Marine 2. It's a terrible version of the game. Bolt Gun 2, Dark Heresy, which is looking great. All sequels or remasters of the original Great Warhammer video games. In addition, 1 new mobile game has been announced called Supremacy Warhammer 40,000. We saw the trailer. It was amazing, but then it made me cry because it was announced as a mobile game. What I will say on this is that there's still more stuff coming out for new video games. I'm hearing about new video games still right now. I'm hearing that there's, I can't really say what it is because that might give some whispers away. But yes, there's more stuff coming out. Dawn of War 3 is still rumored on the horizon as well. Not Dawn of War 3, Dawn of War 4. Technically, let's call it Dawn of War 3 because Dawn of War 3 never really existed because the game was that bad. Warhammer Plus, let's talk about that because the numbers have gone up again. A lot of people ask me, is it doing good? Is it doing bad? Well, it's apparently doing very, very good. Warhammer Plus, our subscription service for Warhammer fans, is approaching its 4th year, packed with original animated shows, tutorials, and much more. Yada, yada, yada. Let's get to the exciting things at the bottom. The exciting content delivered through Warhammer Plus will remain an integral part of our digital offer and how we share IP. Subscriber numbers at the period end were 232,000. Remember, you have to times this by 5, right? That is up from 176,000. Can someone do the maths for me? What percentage is that up? I can't do it. Last time I tried to do maths, the Golden Throne was destroyed with Magnus. But yes, Warhammer Plus has gone up again a bunch, well, tens of thousands of new subscribers. I think this is mostly down to like people using the app and stuff. That's why I've subscribed to it. I don't subscribe to Warhammer Plus for the lore. I don't subscribe really for the animations. There's hardly no animations on there. I literally use it for the app to build army lists and then play games against my friends. That is my sole reason. Why are you using it? Is it for the animations? Is it for the books? Is it for the tutorials? Let me know in the comment section. Now let's get on to the political part of this video. Oh boy, where's the mods? Start banning Valrak. Tarriffs. It basically says here in this thing, if they don't do anything, tariffs are going to cost them basically £12 million. That's the way I read this. That's the way I'm seeing this. And they're talking about, of course, moving that on to the customer. The customer's going to pay the tariffs so they don't lose anything. That's the way I read it here. So tariffs, yes. A lot of people ask me, Valrak, make sure you look for tariffs in this financial report. It's right here. Read it for yourself. The way I read it, it says impact profit before tax by 12 million. This new problem will be dealt with in our normal pragmatic way. Charge, and charge more. That's the way I see it. Anyway, but yes, there we go. Tariffs have been addressed in the financial report. And on to the last bit of the video. It's all about production, new facilities, new factories and stuff, because this is one of the big complaints. There's not enough stock on the shelves, right? Warhammer technically is just so successful. There's just nothing there to go out and buy. So it states here that they have been increasing our manufacturing capacity, having secured planning permission. Construction of Factory 4, F4 as it's referred to in here, has now started, and we aim to have this completed in the summer of 2026, just in time for 11th edition. Who would have thought it, right? More Space Marine models getting produced. Most of the construction costs for F4, which is 8 million, it says, will fall in the next financial year. A building 51,000 square foot versus comparison of our main HQ at the site, which is 628,000 square foot. A short walk from existing factories at Easter Park has been purchased during that period for 2.9 million. I know where this is. It's just down the road from GW. It's now been refurbished to operate as our new paint production facility. F3, so F3 is a paint facility, allowing us to deliver higher volumes when we need to. We've also purchased an additional piece of land, which is 31,000 square foot, opposite F2 on Willow Road at the cost of 2.1 million. A lot of stonks going in here. That'll be used in the short term as a temporary car parking and will give us the option to increase capacity by developing the land in the future. So they're literally buying all the land around Games Workshop. They're getting it all because, yes, at this moment in time, it's car parking, but it's going to be more facilities. I guarantee it. Like they're doing in-house painting now. You've got like the Euro Hub there, the other facility there. There's just so many bloody things around Games Workshop. I predict the next 10 years that everything on that Willow Road will be owned by Games Workshop. It's literally just going to be called Imperial Way, 40k Way, Warhammer Way, right? Dawn is Alive Way. That is what it's going to be. Everything they're going to own down that industrial estate of a road. Anyway, that is enough waffling from me. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching as always. If you've got any thoughts, feedback, any comments, go through it yourself. If I missed anything important, post it in the comment section. And we'll have a nice little chin wag down there as we always do. See ya. Have a great day and bye-bye.